Hello everyone and welcome to my Bonemeal moss powered farm video and discussion. So recently a friend of mine created one of these based on a popular video by Shulkercraft, and from my knowledge in 1.17 they worked quite well, but in 1.18 they seem to be having a lot of issues. Namely is this problem, especially with the middle strip, with cobble appearing occasionally. As you can see, we got two layers of normal and then it started to build us cobble. I believe this may be because occasionally the lava is ticked before the water has finished spreading. So I've created a version that is more reliable. This, however, does have the downfall of it a bit slower. So the main difference here is we've got the lava at a higher level and we've got an extra set of pistons. This forces the lava, this essentially deletes the lava at this layer, allowing the water to spread freely, and then rinse and repeat. Another change I've made is this small dropper system. Every time this clock runs, it pushes an item into this dropper, and once this dropper is empty, it triggers the Bonemeal system and then the water flooding system, allowing us to collect the items. So obviously this system is much slower, but it is much more reliable. I've run this for 3 hours and I haven't had any trouble with cobble appearing or such. It appears to do roughly 200 Bonemeal an hour and is completely self-sustaining, as I've set up here. This chest is where all the excess goes for the dispenser, and this one will be where your personal Bonemeal will go. Okay, so now I'll show you how to build it. So I'll leave a list of the needed components in the description. Please remember I won't be including structural blocks in this, and I also suggest you grab a few extra just in case you lose them. It can be very frustrating if you happen to be short on one repeater or something and you have to go all the way back to your base, especially in survival. Anyway, we're starting off with 5 normal pistons and then an additional row above them. From here we can make the reservoir for the water. So we're going to come across in a shape like this, too high. From here we can put in the water. We also want to put a glass block on top so the lava can never flow and destroy the source. To stop the water flow, we can just put in a line of stone that would be made by the lava later, and then we can put some glass blocks in front of there. From here, before we add the lava, we can put 2 temporary blocks here. 3 temporary blocks, a dispenser, and a moss block. This will mean the moss block is right in the center of where our stone will eventually be. From here we can delete these blocks and add in our hoppers that will feed our dispenser moss. So we come back until we meet the glass and then all the way across to the end. Above the dispenser we put 2 blocks, 1 block there, and then a piston facing down onto the moss. From here we put in another block, 2 blocks there of glass, and redstone on that hopper, and then some redstone there above it. A repeater facing into the piston there on maximum delay, and another repeater no delay. Alright, so now we can grab the glass and finish up adding the 3rd layer to our reservoir. Make sure all sides are filled in. Now we can grab the lava. I would suggest getting 3 sources of lava, one on either side and one in the middle. This prevents any issues where a gap might be formed in the middle and then you don't get the stone in the middle. From here, I would count 7 from the step outside the reservoir. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd grab some obsidian or any block that cannot be pushed by a piston. Come across 5. I would also delete these temporary blocks because we're going to be generating it, and it's a good idea for us to test the timing in the middle of building this contraption so that we all know that we've got the timing right. Alright, now we come to the back of the pistons, put 2 layers of structural blocks that can be powered here, set of repeaters on no delay and some redstone dust behind them. From here we go 2 blocks out and then a double high block there, piston under that, that will look like that, and then you put a block on top. From here 1, 2, 3, double high, 1, 2, 3, double high, 1, 2, 3, double high, like that. Now we come in 2, double high, across 3, double high. Sorry, no, we don't do that. We get a piston here, like that. Dust. Repeater on no delay. Repeater on all 3 repeaters on maximum delay. Normal repeater, dust in the middle. 1 delay there. No delays, and then all on 3 delays here. And this will take the clock at the right timing. So we can test this now. All we will do is put a repeater here, dust, and then we get a lever. And now we can test that we got the delay correct. What's going on? Why is this still powered? Oh, I see. My mistake. You want to put a piston there so that it cuts off the power and the clock keeps running. So we'll have to turn it off and on again. As we can see, the delay is not enough. We're actually pushing a little too early. To make up for this, we'll add some delay at this point. So 1 tick each should do it. Okay, so now we can build the rest of the system. We'll turn it off so it doesn't keep running and make it harder to work. From this dust here, we go 1 across, 2 up, delete this block there. Grab some droppers, put a dropper facing us. Grab 2 temporary blocks, break that one, put a dropper facing that dropper so now they're facing each other. Put a block at the base of this dropper, put a block above that dropper. From here we want to put a comparator. Put some items in here. For example, 3 redstone. Now the comparator is on. Put a block there that can be powered. Redstone torch on the side. Block above it. We want to put a temporary block there, 2 temporary blocks. Break the middle one again. Grab an observer. Put it facing that block, so now we have the face on this side. Two by 3 set of blocks here. Redstone dust on either side. Comparator, facing opposite directions from each other. Block here next to that. Dust on top, dust like that. From here we can Put some glass across here and then meet the line across. Grab a normal normal opaque block, put it above here to cut that line so that this does not interfere with this here. From here we want to put a line of glass, and this will be the water flushing system. Then behind it we want a 2-hive set of glass so we don't have the flooding come from the back. Grab some trapdoors. Open them all. And we want to waterlog them. Now we can fill out the sides so we don't get flooded. Put some opaque blocks on top, anything that can be powered like this. Redstone dust across. 3 blocks here above these ones, that cuts off the line here so it doesn't link up. At the end here we want to put another block in there, cross, break that block, have a torch there. So this torch now powers this line which controls these trapdoors. From behind this torch block we put a block there, come across 2 more like that. Comparator facing into that block, comparator facing the opposite direction. Dust, dust, dust. Put dust there, so now they all link up. And now this controls the water system on that timer. So this should all now be working, apart from the collection system. So this should fire every 3 piston fires. Oh, my apologies. We need to put a repeater there. There we go. Okay, so now we can do the collection system and the item elevator. So from here we're going to be digging an area for us to make use of. Grab 2 composters and some hoppers. From here we're going to put a composter on the end here and a composter 1 block from the end here. Hopper into that one, hopper into that, and then same here, but all these hoppers go into that one hopper. This will be the composter that supplies the dispenser, and this one will be for our personal spare bone meal. Under this we want to keep digging some extra room out. Because I'm using carpet mod, I'll be using a wall in place of a chest. But you would have your chest there. From there I'm putting a break out this block here, break up until you get to that hopper. Now we're going to get some droppers. Build a tower of droppers up until the hopper. You'll need to jump with pressing shift so you can place them. Oops. Line of hoppers into the bottom of that one. Now we need to make more room. Grab your structural block. 2 blocks like that. Repeater, dust, redstone torch. Actually, we'll go redstone torch here. So it's just one block up and across. We'll break out the back of this torch here as we'll be building a tunnel here to meet up with the block. From here we go 2 blocks up. Redstone dust, sorry. Do not put the redstone dust on this block, only here. Repeater there. Grab glass. And then meet the glass up like that. Repeater there. We'll have this whole system like that. You can always put some bone meal there and test it by just, flicking a lever. And now we've got bone meal in the dispenser. From here we want to build a tunnel from under this, under the lever. So you can test that by just turning it on and that should light up. Now you can dig this a lot deeper if you like, so you can hide it easily. But from here we'll have a redstone line. Put a block there, put a torch on the other side to invert the signal and also extend it. At some point we want to dig out some space. Put a block there, torch on the side. So this can be anywhere very close to this dropper elevator. Get a repeater. Get a comparator. Put it facing that block. Put the other one facing the opposite direction. A pair of repeaters facing the same direction as the ones that they're facing. Some redstone dust. And this will create a clock when it's turned on. And now we are mostly complete. We want to put down some glass here to stop the water flooding our dugout area. And I believe we are ready, so let's get and test her out. We only have one bone meal in here. But I'd suggest that we put a few in there, so we put in 8 bone meal we can start with, and we'll speed up time. That seems to be the problem. Ah, okay, big mistake. We need to connect that up and the clock will run now. So I've been running this for a few minutes now, and let's have a look how much we've gotten. So we've got 104 bone meal in the last 32 minutes, so it's calculated at a roughly 193 bone meal per hour. Now that is, I'll just slow down the system and turn it off so it's not so noisy. Alright, so that bone meal is in this chest, so this is a surplus bone meal. So if we look at the dispenser, we can see we started with like 8 and we've got 64 plus 12, so easily if we run this for an extra few hours that would be almost full, and at that point you could easily take what bone meal you got out of there and use it, and if you needed to you could grab a few stacks out of here, as long as you leave, at least half a stack at the minimum. You would know that the farm can continuously supply itself and it would never have any issues. Alright, notes to remember, please remember to make sure that these have the right delay. That's why I did suggest not putting in the stone yourself besides that first layer, because you can test the delay before you build the rest of the system. Another note is you can mess with the amount of items in these droppers, but I have found 3 to be the best. 4 ends up with this line always completing, and you end up getting less yield in my opinion from my findings. Other than this, you can lower this down a bit lower so you can easily have a floor here so you wouldn't see this area, but of course the rest of the farm is going to be poking out anyway. I hope you found this useful. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have any suggestions for other things you would like to see, let me know. Anyway, subscribe, leave a like, and goodbye.